This is the second in my series of long exposure photos that I took at Milford Lake during June of 2019. And in this one, I took it from a different location. This is like on a little peninsula almost that sticks out at the western end of the resort that we were staying at. And I thought, based on what I had done the previous night, I thought, all right, I'm going to go out and I'm going to take like a super long exposure, like a 4-minute exposure. And I got there, I set up my tripod, and there's a picture on the blog of my tripod that I just took with my iPhone, and you can see my camera sitting on top of the tripod. And I got there at like 9 o'clock, and the sun was basically over the horizon at that point, but it was still pretty light out. And I sat there for almost an hour waiting for the sun to go down and down and down. And the light was almost non-existent by the time I took my 4-minute exposure, which I was really proud of. I remember taking that 4-minute shot and I thought, all right, this is it. This is like going to be the coolest photo ever. And I was looking through the photos afterwards and I thought that 4-minute exposure is just not that interesting. For some reason, it just didn't have any sort of excitement to it, compared to this shot here, which is a 30-second exposure, not nearly long enough compared to what I had planned on doing. And I wish I could have gotten a longer exposure to get the water even smoother. But what did it for me in this particular photo, which was absent in the other photos that I took, was the clouds in the sky. Something about the way that these clouds are moving or give the sense of moving. And even on the left, you have the ones on the left that are like really streaked and the one in the middle, which is not quite as streaked. And it's just an artifact of how the clouds were moving, and the farther away ones don't appear to be moving as much as the clouds that were closer. But it makes this whole scene seem like it's full of life and movement, and almost like you're rushing across the waters, or these clouds are like swiftly moving across the sky. It was not the case at all. I mean, it was in 30 seconds, the clouds moved a little bit. It was not that big of a deal. But the fact that these clouds were there and not present in the other photos that I took made all the difference. And I didn't plan that at all, but I'm really happy with how this turned out. I like the colors in the sky. I like the nice gradual fade from blue to orange. And I like the relative smoothness of the water. Everything turned out, but not because I planned it this way. It just sort of turned out this way. This is actually just a test shot I took when I was testing the metering on my camera to see how long I should leave the shutter open for a much longer exposure. But you never know. I mean, sometimes the accidents that you end up having when you're taking pictures end up being some of your favorite shots, and that's kind of what happened here.